So card tokenization. So how many of you understood the card tokenization that RBI said recently? It ordered earlier also, but it said the timeline was restricted. So it said we were going to implement the card tokenization in the soon. So how many of you have understood the topic? Okay, good. So what actually happens here? First we'll understand that. So before going that, as I told you already, my class will not revolve around the, as I see few new faces, so that's what I'm telling. My class will not revolve around the factual data or simply giving, so this year, this started, this program, this, not that. So it majorly revolves around your analytical thinking, how a question should be, how a topic need to be analyzed. The current affairs is not just simply by-hearting the questions or by-hearting the frameworks that someone else gave. You have to learn the framework by yourself. So when you see a topic called tokenization, so what are the headings that will come into your mind? Cheppandi maamuluga, think. Let's think parallelly. Okay, topic, you can talk freely. I won't judge you guys. I already told you in my class, every session I used to say, no one is going to judge you. Speak freely. See, first what we'll see, what is that card tokenization, who gives, and how it is going to work, what are the benefits of it. Definitely it is going to be introduced by RBI. So we won't have disadvantages, but we might have challenges of implementing it. Okay, challenges. Why I'm asking you this is, if you observe this year mains paper, after an hour I'll tell you, every question, most of the 80%, 85% of the questions on each paper is revolving around this side headings only. They didn't go beyond it, this year especially. Usually the paper will be sometimes very dynamic paper. So mostly from the current affairs and everything, but this time it revolved around this basic frameworks only. How many of you attended the orientation session? Current affairs? Okay. So we discussed what are the importance of the framework, right? So now you got that framework. So first what we'll see, what is this? Card tokenization. So what does usually happen? So let's take here the merchant. The merchant could be anyone, so some online store it could be. We'll go to an online store. So we'll give a card. Usually what will happen? We'll give a card to them. So, or we'll enter, suppose I'm doing an online shopping in Myntra or somewhere, I'll enter my card details, CVV number, and then OTP comes and everything. And then what will happen? That after giving the details to the merchant or Myntra, whatever, Amazon, so what they'll do, they will move it to the acquirer bank, whoever the page they are linked to. Suppose whether it is an PayPal or whether it's a Paytm, the page where we are entering the details, they are the acquirer bank. So the merchant and the acquirer bank, this merchant will have a link to the acquirer bank. What this bank person will do, will send the details to the card network. Who is that card network? Visas, MasterCard, Discover. So such type of cards, there are few cards, only few cards were available in India especially. So there is a card network. So from merchant, I will enter the details he will send it to his acquirer bank, and from acquirer bank it will go to the card network, and that card network what he will do, he will tell to my bank, suppose this acquirer bank is some HDFC, my bank is some SBI. So he will ask the SBI whether I should issue the money or not. They will say yes. They will verify the PAN details and everything, they will say yes, and the money will be transferred. This is how it is happening. So now where is the problem? My details are with the Amazon or with the Myntra or some random website or the online store where I am purchasing. So now when there is a hacking occurred in the merchant side, see, bank websites are usually secured ones. So according to our norms, everything, generally they will be in secured ones. But what about a merchant? Merchant, when we are having our information, card details and all these things with the merchant, so, there are many cases. The number of cases are also rising, hacking this merchant website. Okay, so that is where the security was compromised. Cyber thefts were increased. So for that reason, they brought this card tokenization. Understood? To secure our card details, we have that card tokenization. Because we can't, every merchant cannot have a huge network or the security what we'll say, programs or protocol. It will be costly. So every merchant will not have those things. And our details are with many merchants. So there are chances of hacking, high chances. Actually, this card tokenization was very much used, very widely used in Western countries, especially Europeans and US. So now how they are going to secure us? So now we'll start a purchase with a merchant. So I'll give the details with this merchant. What this merchant will do, he won't take the details. He will ask the bank, this card network. He will ask the card network to generate a token. What this merchant is doing? I'm opting that merchant. I'm asking the merchant. So who could be in Amazon even generate a token for me? So that person will send that request to card network. Where the card network, what, Visa card, MasterCard, to them he will send a request. So then they will send a token, and that token we have to approve with our CVV and OTP, and that will go to the, that will be saved, the token will be saved. If at all, if I'm going to Amazon again, I'm not going to give my details. In Amazon further, I'm not going to give the details. I'll use my token only. Are you getting what I'm saying? What I'm saying in detail is, this is going to be our future. Okay. So, in the further transactions, we'll use that token, not the card details. So now what happened? This merchant is not having my details. He just asked the card network to generate my details. So he is not having my details. This card network, he used the details and generated a token. So what is happening in this network? Only the token is moving around, not my card details. So that is how we are going to secure the details of the card. Okay. So it's a very simple one if you go like this. So we'll talk to this merchant, we'll give details initially. So he will ask the acquirer bank, so to generate the details, so to generate a token. So he will send it to the card network. So what this card network will do, he will ask the issuer bank, he's my bank, issuer bank. So what he does, he has to verify the PAN. He will verify the PAN and the token is generated and it send it back to the merchant. So here is the revolving is token that is moving in the network, not the details. That is how this card tokenization is going to work, and that is how it is going to be secured. Okay, you may ask a question, ma'am, do we have to learn these things? What is card tokenization? Yes. After observing this time paper, you will see how the questions were very simple. What is public health distribution system, or why vaccines, or how vaccines are developed? Basic question. The total 2020 and 2021, the newspaper every day will have only one question. How vaccines are made? How vaccines are made? Simple, basic thing. So, and then how we are making the present COVID vaccines. That is the comparison that went all through the 2020 and 2021. So, every question, almost everything is like statements. What is this? So, if they ask what is card tokenization and how it is going to be benefited, or how it going to reduce the how it is improving the cyber security or the details of the person, very, very good chances of asking a question. If not in the civils, it could be in the groups also. Okay. So here, what is the card tokenization? According to RBI, the replacement of actual card details with an alternate code called token. So how the token will be generated? By a combination of card, the token requester, whoever requesting, they'll have some codes, and then the device. Based on these things, they will generate a token. Clear? Everyone? Next. So the requester accepts a request from the customer to tokenize their card and pass it to the card network. I'm requesting. So the merchant, he's the requester, he will send it to the request to the card network to issue a corresponding token. So, and this will carry a 16-digit number which were to be saved earlier for the future payments will save, and then so this unique token will be transferring in the here and there, but not the actual details. Now, so this is how we have seen the working, and what are the benefits? The bank card details are saved by the merchant during a transaction. So the future, when the merchant website is hacked, the details of the customers will be exposed. So now the customers store card details before using their services, apps, which ultimately increases the risk of users sensitive information being stolen. That is the reason why we are moving towards card tokenization. So it is a safer one. So is it a mandatory? That is the question. Is it a mandatory? For now it's an optional one. So what are the challenges? Tell me the challenges. What is the challenges generally? That's not our problem. Like if you see, when you're thinking about the challenges, we have to think from different perspectives. So generating a token, it's a computer based one. So what they'll take, as I told you in the first one, how the token, it's a simple one. So combination, they'll take a card, see how these PNR numbers or how these phone numbers for the some circle. So they'll have codes. So 95 is one. So some next 3 digits indicate something else, 4 digits. In that way, they will generate combination of a card, token requester, device and the device. Based on this, they're generating. It's a computer based. It won't be a much problem. So what usually when we are taking about the challenges, what we have to do is, we have to think those challenges from different agencies, different players or different actors. So here, from the bank side, it will be secured one, good. Merchant side, it is good. But the major problem comes with the customers. So how many will have the cards? In India, digital literacy is one issue, major issue. So, and see, we are still moving towards, our is a very highly and rapidly developing e-commerce industry. So, especially the COVID made it more possible, right? So, how many of the villagers are using this or how many of the villagers will have an idea of this card tokenization and everything? So, whether we have to opt it or whether we don't want to opt it or not. So, such type of challenges. So, it takes for us to create an awareness about it. So, and anyways, under the Digital India program and all those things, we are increasing this awareness. So, it takes some time, but that is a challenge for us to reaching it to the last mile, last person.